Hey everybody, welcome to Hockey Skate Down. Before we get into the video, I just want to say thank you to all my subscribers. If you want to join our hockey team, it's free. Click subscribe, hit the notification bell to all. Thank you all so much, and let's get started. This is getting really nasty between the Boston Bruins and Jeremy Swayman. You know, with information that came out today between Cam Neely and Jeremy Swayman's agent, this is getting nastier and nastier. You know, this is something that has been boiling up. When you trade away your other goaltender, you don't get a good return. You know, you expect the Swayman contract extension to be hammered out as soon as possible, and we're nearing October, the season right around the corner, and this guy is still not, your starting netminder is still not signed. So, let's talk about in this video what transpired today and what could happen from all of this. So, please stay with me throughout. So today we saw Cam Neely at a press conference alongside General Manager Don Sweeney, and Cam Neely was questioned about Jeremy Swayman, and this is what he said. I know that I'd have 64 million reasons why I'd be playing now. So from this, you could all assume, since they're talking about a long-term contract, it's possibly 8 times 8 we're looking at in this. But the thing was, what was interesting, because when Cam Neely said this, you're thinking that Swayman wants a lot more than $8 million per year, which has been rumored. There's been rumor that he wants 9+ on his next contract long term. So, the thing was that what happened hours later, what his agent said. So, this is from Louis Gross, who represents Jeremy Swayman. He tweeted. He said that normally I do not release statements or discuss negotiations through media. However, in this case, I feel I need to defend my client. At today's press conference, $64 million was referenced. This was the first time that number was discussed in our negotiations. Prior to the press conference, no offer was made reaching that level. We are extremely disappointed. This was not fair to Jeremy. We will take a few days to discuss where we go from here. And that's the most intriguing thing how he left it was he said we'll take a few days to discuss where we go from here. So this is either going to be where it goes back to them and they like this 8 times 8, they'll do it, or this is something where they may ask for a trade request. So definitely something to keep an eye out on between the Boston Bruins and Jeremy Swayman. But prior to all this nonsense that transpired today, Pierre LeBrun mentioned that they're only discussing long-term contract options. There's still a sizable gap between the two sides in desired AAV and cap hit. And before all this, there was no sign of movement per Pierre LeBrun. So, looking at Jeremy Swayman, this past year, 23-24 season, he went 25 wins, 10 losses, 8 overtime losses, .916 save percentage, 2.53 GAA with 3 shutouts. Looking at his career overall, he's only played in 132 NHL games. He has 79 wins, 33 losses, 15 overtime losses, a .918 save percentage, and a 2.34 GAA with 12 shutouts. So he's put up some impressive numbers in only his 132 NHL games. So this is something where, a lot of fans are saying he's not earning what he's asking for. He hasn't earned it yet. So that's where that $6.4 million contract kind of maybe sounds a bit more reasonable with that 4-year term where, have him play lights out and then we'll come to talk about a bigger contract down the line. The cap will go up substantial amount year by year, so they'll have a lot more cap space at that time to evaluate where they want to go with his next deal. But I know you want to lock your players into these long-term contracts, and a lot of players are asking for more now. And when you're hearing Shesterkin's going to be asking for 12 on his next year, it's something where if you could lock Swayman in going in at 8, maybe you do that. You have to do something to solidify yourself in net. You brought in Zadorov and you brought in Lindholm for a reason. You want to win, so you want to go in with the best roster you have available, and Swayman offers that to the team. He's your best goaltending option, and, Korpisalo right now is going to start the season as their number 1 while they're still working out this contract dispute. And, even when he was told about it, he didn't know what was going on. So it's just an interesting situation going on with the Boston Bruins. I really don't like what's transpired with this because, when you make that trade to trade out Allmark, you would expect a contract extension being talked about in the background where you're ready for it, where you have that done right away, where it's just I don't understand what the Boston Bruins are doing with this whole situation, but hopefully in the days to come they can get this figured out, they can get this hammered out, and they could sign Swayman to his long-term deal and put all this nonsense behind them. But it's not looking good. It's looking very ugly at this point, where you have what Cam Neely came out and said, making the player look greedy in this case, and then having the agent come out and say what he said and kind of negate things. So, this definitely something to keep out on. Today was an interesting day if you're a Boston Bruins fan. I know Boston Bruins fans are pissed off at this. They want this to end, and they want to go in with their full roster to the season. So we'll see what happens with this. I'll do follow-up videos on this to see what happens with Jeremy Swayman and the Boston Bruins. So comment below. What do you think about this? What do you think Jeremy Swayman deserves on his next contract? Do you think he deserves $8+ million on his new deal, or do you think he should sign to a lower contract? Comment below and let me know. Thank you all for watching. I really appreciate your time. Smash that like button. If you haven't done so, subscribe to Hockey Skate Down. It's free. And join our hockey team. Thank you all so much. Have a great rest of the day. Have a great night. Take it easy. Stay safe.